First Contact. Commander Sarah Chin stood at the viewport of the UES Pathfinder, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling anomaly that had appeared at the edge of the Centauri system. After 15 years of deep space exploration, humanity had finally found what they'd been searching for, proof they weren't alone. The massive structure before them pulsed with an otherworldly blue light, its crystalline surface refracting starlight in impossible patterns. "Commander, energy readings are off the charts," Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez reported from his station, his fingers dancing across the holographic display. "Whatever this thing is, it's not natural." Sarah nodded, running her hand through her short black hair. The Pathfinder had been tracking unusual quantum signatures for months, following breadcrumbs across the stars. Now they faced something that defied explanation, a construct larger than Earth's moon, clearly artificial, yet predating human civilization by millennia. "All stations, report status," she ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. One by one, her crew confirmed their readiness. They were the best Earth had to offer, chosen specifically for first contact scenarios. Yet nothing in their training had prepared them for this. The structure's surface suddenly rippled, and a beam of energy shot forth, scanning the Pathfinder from bow to stern. Before anyone could react, a deep resonance filled their minds, not sound, but pure thought. "We are the architects. You have reached the threshold of awakening." The words appeared in their consciousness, accompanied by images of vast civilizations rising and falling across countless worlds. The architects, they learned, were ancient guardians who tested emerging species, determining their readiness to join a greater galactic community. But humanity's arrival had triggered something unexpected. Deep within the structure, ancient systems began to stir. The architect's message continued, tinged with urgency: "The deserters return. The Black Fleet stirs. Your species must prove worthy, or all will be lost." As the crew struggled to process this revelation, their sensors detected multiple quantum signatures materializing around them. Massive ships of obsidian and silver emerged from fold space, the legendary Black Fleet, renegade architects who believed in controlling evolution rather than guiding it. Sarah's tactical training kicked in. Battle stations. Defensive positions. The Pathfinder's shields hummed to life as the crew scrambled to their posts. They had unwittingly stepped into an ancient conflict, and humanity's first contact had become a trial by fire. Lieutenant Rodriguez's console blazed with warnings. "Commander, they're charging weapons. Multiple target locks." Sarah gripped her command chair, her mind racing through options. The Pathfinder was an exploration vessel, not a warship. Yet they carried humanity's most advanced technology, developed through centuries of innovation and determination. Perhaps that would be enough. "Launch quantum probes," she ordered. "Full spectrum analysis. Find me a weakness." The probes shot forth, gathering data on the ancient vessels. Meanwhile, the original structure pulsed with increasing intensity, its message clear: humanity's response to this crisis would determine not just their fate, but their worthiness to join the galactic community. As the Black Fleet moved to surround them, Sarah felt the weight of history on her shoulders. This moment would define humanity's place among the stars. And she intended to prove that humans belonged here, among the cosmic powers that had watched them for so long. The first shots from the Black Fleet streaked across space, and the battle for humanity's future began. Defiance. The Pathfinder's quantum shields flared as energy blasts from the Black Fleet slammed against them. Inside the bridge, emergency lights cast crimson shadows across determined faces. Commander Chen watched as her crew worked with practiced precision, even as the ancient warships closed in around them. "Shields at 60%. Rodriguez called out, his hands flying over his console. "Their weapons are unlike anything we've encountered. They're not just breaking down our shields, they're unraveling the quantum structure itself." Sarah's mind raced. The Black Fleet's technology was millions of years beyond Earth's current capabilities, but humanity hadn't survived this long by accepting impossible odds. Engineering, route all power through the quantum core. Lieutenant Emma Park, I need options. In engineering, Lieutenant Park had already reached the same conclusion as her commander. The young physicist had helped design the Pathfinder's revolutionary quantum core, and now she saw a way to use it that its creators had never imagined. Commander, their weapons operate on quantum principles, they're trying to destabilize our structural integrity at the subatomic level. But what if we could turn that against them? The ship shuddered as another blast struck home. Explain quickly, Lieutenant, Sarah ordered, watching as 3 more Black Fleet vessels emerged from fold space. Their weapons create quantum instability. Our core was designed to stabilize quantum fields. If we reverse the polarity and create a cascading feedback loop. Emma's voice held the excitement of scientific discovery, even in the face of destruction. Sarah understood immediately. We use their own weapons' energy to power a quantum pulse. Rodriguez, coordinate with engineering. Redirect all power to the main deflector array. As the crew worked to implement their desperate plan, the architect's ancient structure pulsed with increasing intensity. More images flooded their minds, glimpses of other civilizations that had faced this trial. Most had failed, their worlds reduced to cosmic dust by the Black Fleet's unstoppable advance. The enemy vessels moved into an attack formation that had spelled doom for countless species. But they had never faced humanity before. Sarah felt a fierce pride as she watched her crew work, combining Earth's greatest innovations into something new. Quantum pulse ready, Rodriguez reported. But Commander, this could burn out our core. We'll be defenseless. Sarah's eyes narrowed. Sometimes the only way to win is to risk everything. Execute. The Pathfinder's deflector dish glowed with impossible energy as it absorbed the Black Fleet's attacks. Then, in a moment that seemed to stretch into infinity, it released that energy back at their attackers. The quantum pulse expanded outward, warping spacetime itself. The effect was spectacular. The Black Fleet's weapons, designed to create quantum instability, resonated with the pulse. Their own energy turned back upon them, creating a cascade of quantum fluctuations that rippled through their ancient hulls. 2 of the smaller vessels immediately lost structural integrity, their forms dissolving into quantum particles. The larger ships reeled, their weapons temporarily disrupted. But the victory came at a cost. The Pathfinder's quantum core went dark, leaving them vulnerable. As emergency power flickered on, Sarah knew they had only bought themselves a moment's respite. The remaining Black Fleet ships were already recovering, and humanity's best defense lay in ruins. But in that moment, they had proven something crucial: the ancient enemy could be hurt. All hands, Sarah broadcast throughout the ship, her voice firm with conviction. We just did what no other species has managed, we bloodied their nose. Now let's show them what else humanity can do. Awakening. The architect's structure blazed with newfound brilliance, its crystalline surface now emanating patterns of light that danced across space. The ancient consciousness reached out once more, but this time its message carried something new: approval. You have shown innovation in the face of superior force. But the trial is not complete. The Black Fleet is not merely a test, they are a threat to all creation. Their victory here would doom countless worlds. As if in response to the architect's warning, the damaged Black Fleet vessels began to repair themselves, their quantum-scarred hulls knitting back together through technologies that bordered on magic. But the process was slower than before. Humanity's desperate gambit had done more damage than expected. In engineering, Lieutenant Park worked frantically to restore power to the quantum core. Commander, I think I understand now, she called over the comm. The architects didn't just build that structure, they encoded quantum-level instructions into its very existence. It's been teaching us, preparing us, since the moment we arrived. Sarah processed this revelation as she studied the tactical display. The Black Fleet's repair efforts had forced them into a defensive formation, another first in their long history of destruction. What kind of instructions, Lieutenant? Their quantum technology operates on principles we've only theorized about. But the structure's energy patterns, they're like a blueprint, showing us how to temporarily achieve the same effects. Emma's voice held the breathless excitement of scientific breakthrough. Commander, I think I can get the quantum core back online, but not in the way it was designed. We'd be rewriting its fundamental operations. Before Sarah could respond, Rodriguez cut in. Multiple contacts. More Black Fleet vessels emerging from fold space. The tactical display filled with new threats as 5 more ancient warships joined their damaged companions. Sarah made her decision. Throughout human history, their greatest achievements had come from taking bold risks. Do it, Lieutenant. Whatever you're planning, make it happen fast. The next few minutes were a desperate race against time. The Black Fleet vessels, fully repaired, began advancing again. Their weapons charged with energies capable of erasing worlds. But in engineering, guided by knowledge encoded by the architects millennia ago, humanity prepared to take its next evolutionary step. Commander. Emma's voice cracked with strain. The quantum core, it's not just coming back online. It's evolving. The architect's data is transforming it into something new. The Pathfinder's systems surged as its quantum core awakened with newfound power. Displays showed energy readings that should have been impossible, yet somehow felt right. They had crossed a threshold, guided by ancient guardians to unlock potential that humanity had always possessed. You understand now, the architects communicated. The Black Fleet believes in controlling evolution. We believe in guiding species to unlock their own potential. You have proven worthy of the next step. The Black Fleet opened fire, their combined weapons capable of shattering planets. But the Pathfinder's transformed quantum core responded with something new, not just defense, but transcendence. The ship's hull began to glow with the same crystalline energy as the architect's structure, each atom singing with newfound power. Evolution. The Pathfinder's transformed hull shimmered with crystalline energy, each particle of its structure resonating with newfound power. Commander Sarah Chen felt it too, a deep connection to her ship and crew, as if the architect's gift had awakened something dormant within human consciousness itself. All stations, report, she ordered, watching as the Black Fleet's weapons fire approached. But something was different now. Time itself seemed to flow differently around them, the enemy's energy weapons moving as if through thick honey. Commander, Rodriguez called out, his voice filled with wonder, I'm detecting quantum entanglement throughout the ship's systems. We're not just defending against their attacks, we're existing partially outside normal space-time. The Black Fleet's devastating barrage finally reached them. But instead of impact, the energy seemed to flow around and through the Pathfinder, like water around a stone. Lieutenant Park's voice came over the comm, excitement barely contained. The quantum core isn't just providing power anymore. It's rewriting the fundamental laws of physics around us. Sarah understood now what the architects had been preparing them for. This wasn't just about surviving an attack, it was about humanity taking its next evolutionary step. Each crew member felt it, their consciousness expanding to embrace new dimensions of reality that had always existed just beyond their perception. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Rodriguez reported. The Black Fleet is attempting to adapt to our transformation. They're modifying their weapons. The enemy vessels shifted formation, their obsidian hulls rippling with malevolent purpose. They had encountered evolved species before and had always prevailed. But the architect's message pulsed through the Pathfinder's crew, you are different. You understand what they never did. Evolution is not about power, but perspective. Sarah felt the truth of it as she issued her next commands. Lieutenant Park, can you extend our quantum field? Not to attack, but to understand? Already on it, Commander, Emma responded. The Pathfinder's crystalline energy field expanded, not as a weapon but as a probe, seeking to comprehend the very nature of their ancient adversaries. The Black Fleet fired again, but this time the Pathfinder didn't just avoid their attacks, it absorbed them, analyzed them, understood them. Through the quantum connection, the crew began to perceive the true nature of their enemy. The Black Fleet weren't simply destroyers, they were wounded guardians, corrupted by eons of isolation and fear. "They're scared," Sarah realized aloud. "All this time, all this destruction, they've been trying to prevent what they see as chaos. They don't understand that evolution and chaos aren't the same thing." The architect's structure pulsed in agreement. "Now you see why you were chosen. Humanity's greatest strength is not your technology or your determination, it is your capacity for understanding, even in the face of hostility." But understanding didn't mean victory. The Black Fleet, sensing the shift in the battle's nature, began a new form of attack. Their ships merged into a singular entity, a writhing mass of quantum-corrupted technology that threatened to overwhelm even the Pathfinder's evolved defenses. Sarah felt her crew's fear, but also their resolve. They had reached a turning point not just in the battle, but in human history. Whatever happened next would reshape not just their species, but the very nature of life in the galaxy. Understanding. The merged form of the Black Fleet loomed before them, a nightmare of quantum-twisted metal and corrupted consciousness. But through their evolved perception, the Pathfinder's crew saw something else, echoes of the guardians these beings had once been, before fear had transformed them into destroyers. Their consciousness, Lieutenant Park reported, her voice hushed with revelation, it's fragmented. The merger isn't just physical, they're trying to achieve a unified consciousness to match our evolution. But there's conflict within them. Sarah watched as the massive entity writhed, its surface rippling with contradictory patterns of energy. Through their quantum-enhanced senses, she could feel the turmoil within, some parts of the Black Fleet wanting to understand, others clinging to their ancient mission of control and destruction. "Lieutenant Rodriguez, scan for quantum instabilities in their merged form," she ordered. Not to exploit them, but to help resolve them. The tactical officer's hands moved across his console, but his actions were guided by more than training now. The Pathfinder's systems responded to intention as much as command, their technology harmonizing with human consciousness in ways their engineers had never imagined possible. "Commander," he called out, "I'm detecting a core consciousness, something older than the rest. I think it might be their original form, from before they broke away from the architects." The architect's structure pulsed with confirmation, the first guardian. The one who chose fear over faith, control over growth. Find them. Help them remember. Sarah made a decision that went against every military protocol, against basic survival instinct. "Drop our defensive field," she ordered. "Open a direct quantum channel to their core consciousness." "Commander?" Rodriguez questioned, but his hands were already moving to comply. The crew's evolved awareness let them understand their commander's intent without explanation. The Pathfinder's crystalline energy field shifted, creating a bridge between their consciousness and the ancient entity before them. Through it, they sent not weapons or shields, but understanding. Memories of human history flowed across the quantum link, not just their triumphs, but their failures, their fears, and most importantly, how they had grown from them. The merged Black Fleet entity shuddered. Within its twisted form, the first guardian stirred, touched by something it had forgotten eons ago, the possibility of change without loss, of evolution without chaos. "You would share your consciousness with us?" The thought echoed across the quantum link, a mixture of disbelief and desperate hope. "After all we have destroyed?" "Understanding doesn't require forgiveness," Sarah responded, her words carried on waves of quantum resonance. "It only requires willingness to see beyond fear." The massive entity rippled, its surface shifting from obsidian black to something closer to the crystalline clarity of the architect's structure. Within its core, the first guardian awakened fully for the first time in millions of years. But awakening brought danger. The corrupted aspects of the Black Fleet's consciousness rebelled against the change, sending quantum shockwaves that threatened to tear apart not just their merged form, but the fabric of spacetime around them. The Pathfinder shuddered as reality itself began to warp and fracture.